Hello, so we have a very intense game between non-Q players on IGS where Black was leading in the beginning and he was off to a good start, but later on he kept missing some big opportunities and eventually lost a bunch of stones towards the end and he was forced to resign this game. Anyway, quite an exciting game to watch, so let's dive in. Usually, the first move of the game, when it's played a Komoku in the top right corner, black should consider the Komoku facing the left side. So the direction of play will be towards the left here. And then if you have a follow up like this, black can go for Shimari or attack the top left corner and then come back for a mini Chinese Fuseki. Most of the pro games that start with Komoku, it's usually the R16, but I guess when you play online it doesn't matter so much, so probably Q17 it's fine too. And now obviously black is attacking the top left corner where white has a Komoku to prevent the Shimari, which is good. And here white plays a rare move. Usually it's the Keima at F16. And then we have this kind of Joseki. But black can play the same Joseki against Ogema too. And this is what's happening. But instead of extending C11, it's much safer to play C12. And the reason is white already has a stone in the lower left corner, so I can approach all the way to C9 against the C11 extension. And when white plays this approach, usually black needs to jump out to prevent the invasion at C13. But in this game, white decided to try an invasion right away, or at least try to reduce that left side, but in fact white doesn't have to worry about it. I mean, white can approach on the left once and then either prevent the Shimari in the lower right corner or prevent the Shimari in the top right corner. It's more urgent to play something on the right side than to fight for a few points in the top left. So playing here shows that white is already a little bit jealous that black is going to build a few points around C13. So this move, it's a bit hasty. Black protects, very good to play this attach, and white plays the wedge. Now usually you would see white Hane, then black cuts, Atari, go down, connect and connect. So instead of playing 1, 2, 3, white is trying to go 3 right away. Now in this case, black can go down, but playing the Atari under, it's a good choice. If white simply connects, black will pull back and now black is all connected. So white has to play the Atari from the outside to show some fighting spirit. And here, black could capture right away. Now, black probably didn't capture because he was afraid of Atari on the second line and then start a co-fight. But in this case, when black cuts, if white goes out, black connects and the two stones are captured inside. So white is supposed to take the co. But in this case, black can Atari from the outside and then connect on the second line. And in fact, it's not going to be a co because white is already trapped inside. So when white tries to escape by playing Atari and then go for a capture, black can play the move on the second line or take away a liberty, and white will win the race by 1 liberty. Sorry, black will win the capture race, the semi. So it's much better for black to capture directly, because in this case white needs to connect and then black will Hane, white will try to cut one stone. But this is a little bit dangerous, as black can go out, but it doesn't have to happen right away, or simply play Atari and then another Atari. But these moves can be kept in reserve for black, because black is already connected and reaching I shape. So right now black can attack from the bottom side or simply take one of the Shimaris on the right side, this one or the top one. Anyway, connecting under, it's a similar result for black, but capturing the stone would be an extra. So when white connects here, instead of going up, black should connect d16. Normally white is supposed to cut, but black will capture, and then white might play another move to be safe. And again, if we look at this position compared to playing the Atari right away, it feels like black wasted a move playing b13 earlier. So push. It's actually pretty good for black to connect because white's groups are separated. So when white turns, black can no b, and black can also consider the Atari in the top and separate the top group from the middle. So right now white has a weak group in the top corner, then a weak stone in the top side, and also the group floating on the left side. So already the opening is excellent for black. Now white cuts and black attacks from the left side. Black wants to expand the left side, but actually at this stage, if you look all over the board, it's more interesting to attack from f3 and extend back to k4, or just make a shimari on the right side and decide later whether to attack from f3 or c6, but f3 is still the good direction of play because there's more space on the bottom side. Now white is supposed to play on the right side to prevent the second shimari. And then black will attack from the bottom and expand the bottom moyo, because on the left side already black is strong enough. And also the way to decide whether to attack from c6 or f3, it's when you count the intersections. Like here it's 1 2 3 4 5 6, and from the bottom we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So it's obvious that there's more space on the bottom to try to conquer. Well, c6 is nice because the moyo looks quite promising on the left, but the bottom moyo would be even bigger. So it's important to look for the big picture. Now white was really kind and went back to capture that stone, but it's really not necessary. White can defend f3, and when black goes out, white will descend first and now capture the two stones in a net. If black pushes, white pulls back, then push again, answer, Atari, connect, push, block. Oh, but this is ladder related, so actually white has to pay attention here. There is a lot of Agi because black can play Atari, Atari again, and start the ladder. So let's see. Nobi again. Sorry, one space jump in this case. This fight can be messy. Therefore, white added another move to remove the Agi. But it still feels a little bit slack, and it makes the extension in the top look wasted because it's too close to white's thickness. So it's a bit slow. Now black, instead of extending in the top, should continue on the bottom with a double approach or a double Hakari, because d4 was supposed to defend at f3, so now it's under more pressure. Playing a move like n16 shows that black wants to limit white's expansion in the top, reduce that influence, but it feels a little bit slack. So white defended this corner, but in a very unconventional way. Normally just f3, and when black slides, white protects, black extends back, and then white plays away. f3 is the first important point to defend this corner. And when white plays f3, if black just plays away, the next move is b4 to enclose a 15 points corner. So when white plays a move like b3, which is very unusual, black should immediately think about f3, then hane, no b, And Kosumi on the left side threatening the cut maybe is too much, so just extend k3. And this way white is kinda punished because his b3 looks over concentrated now, and there's still a cutting point to worry about at e4. So let's see the actual move. Black jumps because he's interested in building the left side, but on this jump white can simply protect g3, and now his overplay got unpunished. Oh, but white is trying a fancy peep, and this actually doesn't work. Black doesn't have to protect right away with a connection, it's better to cover and get ahead at c9. If white cuts and black blocks, white has only 3 liberties, so there is no way to catch the group on the left. And if white pushes, black no-b and then white cuts, again white is dying in the corner because black can make life locally. And there is no way out for white to connect to the stones on the left side. Also, no way to go out in the middle. So black will capture those stones. Connecting, it's too safe. Peep is possible, and black should actually connect solid. Now if white comes out at d9, black can surround the corner first, and this is quite painful for white, being isolated like that, and the other group is still on the run. So oops, I meant to play the one space jump. And if black wants to play something more active, black should think about c4, then clamp at e4. Now this will prevent the push and cut, because if white pushes here, black will block with Atari, so white needs to connect solid or block e3, but then black will immediately Atari, and this is already a center connection for black, so will allow the cover on top or attack with d9. So when white goes out e7, black connects under. If white goes down, black covers and kills everything inside. So playing this kind of jump allows several cuts for white. So white pushes to the left and then turns. Yeah, that's very good for white. And connects. So in this position, e6 got separated, and this is a local success for white. Black doesn't have to push again because there is no way to cut those stones. And anyway, for white it's possible to use the cut b8 and then capture the 2 stones. So right now black should just leave this position and play a middle side extension like k4 to limit the potential of d6 wall. Yeah, that's a good idea. k3 works too. Now locally on the left side, white can cut at b8 and then use that stone as bait, sacrifice, and capture the 3 stones. But that's not such a big deal because white is capturing in Gote. Playing h3, it's an extension from the wall, but it's a little bit slow because white is very strong in that area. So right now white should worry about the right side. And an option to invade the right side is to approach r5 and then extend r9, or go all the way to the middle of the site. And then when black attacks from one side, white extends the other way. If black attacks r8, white just approaches the top right corner, then when black makes a shimari, white can approach again. So playing h3, it's a little bit slack. Pullback is good, and black plays another big point. That's a good decision. So if you look all over the board right now, black has a slightly better opening, even though on the left side white got away with an overplay. That peep at d7 went too good. But if we check the whole board position, black is doing better. Now white's approach is a bit too close to black thickness. White should split the right side in the middle at r10 to create MI between extending one way or the other. So if black plays from the top, white makes a base at r7. If black attacks from the bottom, then white extends r13 or r14. This would be safer. So when black plays another Shimari, white has center to extend in top or cut the bottom or try a reducing move at p5. So playing r6, it's a bit too close to black's thickness, and in this case black can play a pincer. Very good choice to play r9. So white doesn't have space for a base, therefore white has to jump out. White decided to invade again. The play on the right side, it's a little bit desperate for white. So black plays a pincer, very good. And now white tries to live in the corner. For white to live in the corner, it's better to play r17 and then either Hane, q16 and pull back, or the Hane in the corner. So when black goes Atari, connect and connect up, descend, defend, connect under, then peep, white connects. When black surrounds everything, white can take the stone in the top and leave. But overall it's still very good for black, because black has a lot of outside thickness and r6 dies on a pretty large scale here. So white just grabs like 5 points in the top right corner. Now white slides, black covers, that's a fine option. And white was supposed to play the Hane under to expand his eye space more. Now if this happens, black can push once and then either play the double Hane or Atari and Atari again, then connect. So for white it's still a little bit painful to leave very small in the top right corner. On this bump, black can connect solid or go down. Playing away in this case allows white a very simple move to leave in the corner and expand his eye space by going q18, which he didn't take. So when black goes q16, black can push through and descend in center. So here white has to go s13, then black can push once and double Hane. Now white connects, black connects. So white doesn't leave so big in the corner, and black has a lot of outside influence. And even if white plays a move to limit that outside influence, overall black still looks very good on the right side. So black can cap this stone or play the Keima shoulder hit to put a lot of pressure on white, or just connect on the left, I mean the bottom left area, because even if white comes out, black can peep and then cap, so white is still under a lot of pressure. Now that's a very risky move by white. White is supposed to Hane because it's impossible for black to block. Black should just no-B, then Hane again. Here black can no-B again. But this way white is very comfortable in the top right in center, and then white should try other moves to fix his r6. So here white invaded quite desperately, and instead of the cover, black should go down, because it's obvious white wants to connect under at q18. Now if black goes down and white plays the wedge, black is connected and o17 got punished, and this group in the top right is still in trouble for white. Now if white pushes out, black can just wedge and connect. Now white has to live in the corner, and black can no-B or Hane to cover the two stones on the outside. So again, black is using his thickness to separate the groups and kill one or the other. But playing the block above allows the Hane under, and now white can connect. It's possible to play this Atari and sacrifice a stone, but black can just Atari from the outside and leave it like this and play away. So playing here, white is grabbing more territory, and then there's a little bit of agi around m16, but right now black is center, so black would play away. This is a move to set up the ladder in case white cuts at m16, but the ladder was working anyway. So for example, if black plays p6 and white cuts, black can set up the ladder towards the top, and this works too. So black doesn't need another move in the center to make the ladder work. But with this jump, black it's actually trying to set up a box in the middle, so that's also fine. Now black cuts very severe. Here, or maybe I would say more like a desperate cut, black should just extend to the right, because that's where white wants to go next to capture the stone. So no matter where black plays, if black plays away, white wants Atari and go down and capture the two stones in order to stay connected. Therefore, for black, it's quite normal to play the Nobi in this case, because when white goes out, black can make nice shape and start chasing the two stones in the middle. So now white is trying to set up the capture, because if white simply plays Atari and goes down, black will Atari and use the ladder. So what white is trying to do is to get a move to help against the cut at q12. So if white plays the bomb now, black will connect under. Or on the connection, black can turn and then clamp or even cut. Oops. And now black has more liberties to kill the stones on the right side. So white is trying to set up this combination first. And instead of covering, black should just extend, because white is still on the run here. So this way white is still on the run in the middle, as black can pull back and continue the chase. So connecting here was a little bit unfortunate, as white can capture the stones on the right side. This jump makes sense, because black is trying to build a box on the right side and kill R5, R6 on a large scale. And white is very brave to invade again when he's in trouble already. And now another desperate invasion on the second line. That's a bit too much. White might consider p2, for example, and then jump out, threatening to use the edge of the right stone. So black will probably peep once to make sure white doesn't connect, and then jump out in the middle. And this way white can try some kind of life inside black's moyo, but it's still difficult. But the invasion on the second line was a bit too much. So black separates, very good. Then blocks again to keep every white stone separated from each other. But on this cut, black decided to take the corner. Black can actually play Atari and Atari again, and now go for the capture in the corner. Because like this, white is already surrounded on the right side, and also n3 is in trouble. So this way, black can capture more white stones. Going for the capture in the corner is playing too safe. So instead of capturing, black should cut first and then take the cornerstones, because now white is more committed. So when white cuts in the middle, black jumps out, and black will either capture the two stones on the bottom or the group on the right side, or maybe both groups. So when white plays Atari, we have this kind of situation where white is still running with the group on the right side. So this was a good opportunity for black to establish superiority in the game. Now here black can also block right away, because it takes away a liberty for white. So when white cuts, black will extend, and then this is capturing the stones on the right side and also threatening the other group. So black is on the attack, while still under a lot of pressure. Well, cut is good, and the result is quite similar. But now playing the pip, it's threatening to Atari 04 and connect. So white is supposed to protect and then just one space jump. This is a safer formation. So when white goes out, white is threatening Atari and so on. Black has to no be here. Even if it's an empty triangle, it's a fine defense, or maybe double up. Well, like this, black still needs another move. But white is running without ice, so it's fine. Yeah, black double up is proper. Now white is trying to reduce the middle and give a helping hand to the group on the right, but that's a bit desperate. Actually, white can play the attach and peep or Hane and connect, so this will give white life on the spot. Playing in the middle, it's a little bit far away, so black can still use the peep and then a one space jump, so white is not completely alive, and the center stone is completely separated from the bottom. This kind of move leaves a weak spot at L7, so it would be better to attack strongly with a peep and N4, because now black stones are more connected. So when white plays a Keima to leave, black can even leave it and go for the center stone. So play a move to separate it from the left side or from the top. So now this guy in the middle doesn't have too many prospects, because wherever he runs, he's going to meet black stones. Therefore, black played a little bit loose here. So white is trying to connect to the right side. Black prevents that, then makes some I shape. Black can play more aggressive here, just block. Because simply connecting is going to give a few extra points in the top, but white is making I shape lightly. So white can push and then the shape looks good. White Hane first. The cut is maybe a bit too much. Should just turn and then cap. Playing the cut, white is happy to make the squeeze, which actually white executed wrong. White can play Atari from the outside and then Atari again to force black into a dumpling formation and then try to separate here. Playing Atari here, black is not going to connect to allow the other Atari. Black can go out and make an eye. So this feels a little better for black. And white can play this Atari first, because later maybe it's too late when black captures at N13. So black decides to capture another stone. That's a little bit slack. Even if white connects there, the entire group in the middle has a problem. So black should block to keep white's group separated. If white tries to connect, black would just separate and Atari and connect. White needs to protect in the middle somehow. And then black can come with a strong attack on the bottom group. Now here, even if white managed to build an eye on the bottom, it's still a problem in the center, because black has a throw-in and Atari from the outside. So white actually needs another move here. And then black, being strong enough in the center, can go for a counter attack on the other group. So black is still dominating the game at this stage, but going for one stone, it's a little bit slack. Then white managed to connect on the right. Now black stones start to be floating in the center. Actually playing this Kosumi or hanging connection, black can peep first to give some eye shape for the stones in the middle. And again black can use this peep, threatening to cut, and then even push and bump to secure the middle group. This jump is a bit loose and can be dangerous, but I can always Hane and then go for a ladder on the left. So on this hane, when black cuts, white captures a stone on the left side, and then the black group is still on the run. Like this, it's easy for black to make eye shape. This cut, it's a little bit strange, because white is actually threatening nothing. There is no way to capture the top stones, so in the end, it just turns into a neutral point to play O12. So black expands the top, that's fine. Defending those two stones is not so big. It's actually bigger to protect b5. So now white can just turn and protect here. If white captures two stones, that's only 4 extra points. So this stage there are still bigger moves out there. Let's say black removes the base of the group in the middle, so white has to go out to protect to the top. Then we have this center. And if we think that the situation was really close at the end, like white was 1.5 points ahead when the disaster occurred in the top, we will get to there in a moment. At this stage, black should be slightly ahead. So black defends 2 stones. White is trying to take other 2 stones. Black can play a peep and then push, because when white turns, black will catch the stone in the net, and if white goes down trying to resist, black can Atari again, and then connect either solid or, yeah, solid is fine here, instead of playing S10, which allows the Atari on the first line. And if white goes down again, black can descend in center and leave the position like this. So actually white's jump at Q10, it's a bit overplayed, because black can just push and cut after playing the peep. Push right away and cut doesn't work, because white will capture 3 stones. But black can prepare this, so peep first and then push, and after that cut. So turn, then just connect. So here white got a little bit away with an overplay. It's a bit better to play S6 to capture those 3 stones in the net. But in fact, black can turn first. Now if white blocks, black has Atari and go down. So on the turn, white will probably take right away, and then black doesn't need another move to capture immediately, because black has enough liberties. So even if white pushes here and takes away liberty, white has only 2 and black got 3. So black can play away again. Going back here to take gote instead of keeping cente, it's probably crucial for this game, because now white captured 3 stones with a few surrounding points of territory. That's like 6-7 points difference. So it made the game much closer. Black should just block and Atari from the outside. Playing like this, white can just push through, so black is losing points. And now black is supposed to no B and then jump in the middle to stay connected and accept another push in center for white. Like this, white can just Atari and extend and capture more stones. So black cut away with that overplay. It's not so important for white to connect there yet. I mean, white can peep first, then 1 space jump and push, then bump. So even if black cuts in the middle, white already has 2 eyes playing those moves in the center, and the cut will just become a neutral point. Maybe white felt good about his position after capturing the 3 stones on the left side. so he played kinda cautious. It's quite big for black to connect at e11. Now in this position black needs a good cut threat, otherwise connect. So in this case black can connect, and when white pushes black can just play away. Or block, and next black has Atari. Blocking with ko, it's nice if black has a ko threat. For example, black can Hane here, threatening to cut, white will block and then take back the ko. And here if white protects, then black gains by playing the ko and keeps center to play other big points like Atari and connect, and then threaten another Atari. White doesn't have to fill the ko right away, it's too early. Well, not many good or big points left, but blocking S11 is bigger than filling the ko. So when black captures, white protects. It's not such a big deal. On the right side, on the bottom area, black can play the Hane. If white cuts, black will also cut and fight the ko to gain a few extra points. Then Atari, connect, take back the ko. Playing like this, white will cover, and that's it. This push here is pretty big. So right now the game is extremely close, and white put himself in Atari, and black probably missed this, playing too fast. Black should capture right away. This is a gift. White doesn't need to play anything here, white can play away. Let's say Atari and connect, and only when black goes Atari, white should connect. But self Atari doesn't make sense. Maybe it was a misclick, and white spotted right away and fixed his error. Push again in the top, it's a 1 point gote. White blocks, black needs to connect. So black destroys 1 point with that move. If black goes down in the top at m19 threatening Atari, and if white blocks on the left, black immediately Atari 3 stones and then connects. So this way white makes an extra point in the top, but black also made an extra point in the top middle area, and then also destroyed the point by playing the Atari in center. So it's 2 points gain against 1 point loss. It's positive for black. Besides, there is no more Agi in the top. That was a problem later on. So white's throw-in was very alert. Black should actually play Q16, because if white Atari and Atari again, and then cut in the middle, it's not going to work. Nothing happens here. So when Hane, black just captures the stones and everything is connected. Now after this move, black should pay attention later on with all those Atarian cuts. Instead of playing T12, black can actually Atari once, Atari again, and then T13 or T14. Let's say T13, Atari, connect, and white connects. In fact, it's even dangerous for white to block, because black can Atari and fight the ko to kill everything. So in this position, white might just connect S15 to stay safe, and black pushes again. So like this, black can win by a few points. And if black simply plays S12 without playing the Atari, when white goes down, black can Atari from the outside, and it's impossible for white to connect because of the shortage of liberties. So white needs to play R13, black captures 3 stones, that's 6 points, and again black can win by 5 points. So on this move, white has to pay attention. Atari connect. There's another Tetsuji T14 and then cut, and white has to fight the ko. Now black will Atari, take back the ko, Then if white goes down, black Atari everything, white takes the call. Now Atari inside, take, capture, and there's nothing that big to threaten. For example, if white plays Atari here, black can just eliminate the call, it's much bigger. So like this, black can win pretty big. And instead of connecting here, black should actually protect the top and allow this Atari, and that's pretty much it. But white will win by 1.5 points. And when white cuts, black actually has to protect in the middle. Then white will double Atari, take the stone, or extend. But this way, white can win by more points. So it's already resignable for black. But this Atari was too much. And now white wins big. And in this case, black has to protect, Atari, connect, and it's fine. There is no Seki, but already white will win by a big margin because of capturing the top right corner quite luckily at the end because of the shortage of liberties. Enjoy the review.